Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are we here? Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I'm coming from a small startup. It's called Deloitte. No, it's a big company. We have like a new type of specialist track in the company that gives room to weird people like me. That's like a nice bridge to my background. I'm coming from the world of robotics. I have a PhD in machine learning for robotics. I was working before Deloitte as a postdoc in Greece, building an IoT platform. And then I saw this opportunity in the Netherlands for Deloitte. They told me we're doing really cool stuff. I also saw that once I moved in. And of course, you know, I wanted to explore the bottom-up innovation as well and see if we can give some more innovation, some more ideas into the team. So what I will be presenting to you today, and I'm really tempted, I try to squeeze as much content as possible. So ideally, I will give you some like seeds. I will plant the seeds in your brain, and then we'll have an opportunity afterwards, if you have some questions, to ask some more stuff. So I will start with a small teaser. And this is not to convince you that China is like the leader in computer vision, but this is mainly to tell you that computer vision is sort of coming into our lives. Maybe not in that extent already in Europe, but it's coming. You know, I don't think there is much we can do to avoid it. So we wanted to explore and see how can we work with computer vision as well. Mainly what we will see is internal projects, and we use them for inspiration with clients. But of course, I think bestseller is like the optimal company for these kind of things. So hopefully we will continue the discussions. So computer vision. Probably someone here has a PhD there. What we want to do, we have an image. Our brain is amazing. We see a picture. Within a few seconds, we know faces. We know the people we hate, obstacles, objects, cars, trucks, everything we want. But for a computer, it's very difficult. We have pixels, like red, green, blue. And if you see an image, it's a very ugly format to understand what is going on in the image. So anything that helps us extract some information from an image for a computer, let's put the label computer vision. Then on the cognitive computing side, there are some haters out there saying, no, the neural network with the deep learning is not what the brain is doing, blah, blah. Okay, we like both approaches. The important thing is that it has been inspiration coming from there. We like how the brain operates. Ideally, we would like to recreate some of the features. Of course, not airplanes. Airplanes do not fly like birds, but we can draw some inspiration from there. And if we combine all this with analytics, that makes an amazing story. Because we can try to recreate some of the cognitive processes that we people have into combining it with analytics, computer vision, and any information out there, just to bring more relevant content to the viewers of an advertisement, for example. I'm already giving you a hint of what we are doing. And the question is, how do you start? Where do you start? So there is some sort of a landscape. So ideally, I want to help you think in your organization, how would you approach a computer vision problem? Let's say that you're here. You have a phone call from someone saying, we want computer vision, or you want computer vision. What are the options that you have? You can either go on in-house development, or you can go on cloud services. And I will start with the easier one. So you can go to Microsoft, IBM, Kairos, Amazon. We'll see some examples there. They give some services, also some free options for you if you want to try some computer vision tasks. And there's a great buy-in here, because you can quickly develop a prototype. And that was our idea. You either try to convince your managers that we want to build a computer vision in-house, and we either go with traditional models, and they will probably hate the results. They will not like the output because it's not very precise. Or you go with deep learning, and you have all these amazing things to do. Of course, you can do them with the traditional models, but as we will see later, they don't solve the problem that well. So let's have a very quick overview of what we're capable today of doing. So you can also connect your brains with the market out there. We can classify things in an image. We can locate them where they are in an image in a very good and high accuracy way. We can track them. So if you have frames in a video, you can see how people or objects are moving within a video. We can recognize activity if someone is running, leaving a hand luggage, and then continuing in an airport, for example, for security reasons. 3D understanding. So you understand the space, you can fit different frames or even furniture in your image. Super resolution, I love that. Do you remember these Hollywood movies that they had like this 20 by 20 image, and then they were zooming in infinitely in order to find the murderer? So we are capable of doing it right now. We can move from a very low resolution image into a high resolution image. Style transfer, I also love that. My father used to paint, and then what I can do is I can take pictures of his paintings. I can learn his style into a model, and then for the remaining time of history, I can recreate any image with his style. Domain translation. Always remember, we can move from text to image, image to text, so you can do very interesting stuff. You can summarize images, very interesting and cool stuff. Sentiment analysis, that is an amazing field. So you have, let's say you train a model, this is a person, or maybe this is a happy person, then you get some dogs, and they say, oh, these are dogs, but if they're happy, it also says, oh, this is a happy dog, and this is an angry dog. So you can transfer some of these skills. So you can do many things, but of course you need money, and you need time and resources. So we can go through the more traditional way, convince people, convince managers, get the buy-in, and then you can work. So let's see what we did. Oops, sorry. So we hate advertising. Well, actually, no, we don't hate advertising. Advertising is part of our lives, but we want to make it more targeted. And what people have been doing in the last decades, you try to be as optimally positioning your advertisement, but still you just overflow everything anywhere, and we simply ignore it. That is the situation. And why do we ignore it? Because either I'm not the right person that you're selling this advertisement, or this is not the right message for me, or it's not the right time. And it's very interesting to see that we are also changing roles. So even if you, on Monday morning, you're the guy who wears a suit and goes to work, you have a different role than the guy on a Saturday morning that is, holding babies, a dog maybe, and they're just going for a nice ride, over the weekend. So you're a different person within your life as well, and we need to serve you different content. So this is a very quick example of what we're doing. We can track faces, we can detect gender, we can know approximately what is your age, and then we can bring some more relevant content. You see how excited I am, because I'm not 23, by the way. So this is, we're going to see it live as well. This is here just as a safety net in case the demo fails, so we always have something to look at. So what I want to do is I want to walk you through the journey. So I joined Deloitte. One nice thing we have there is that we all have the same hardware. So I said, nice, we all have a camera in our laptop. It's awesome. I can extract the raw data. So I can just get the video feed, and I can do something cool with it. So what can I do? I said, okay, let's first do a real-time face detection. We don't have a GPU-powered laptop, so we cannot do real-time, deep learning, processing, etc. We had to move in a more traditional fashion. And then I said, yeah, we can have like a REST service, a local one, not something special, just to communicate. So if there is something interesting in the image, we can make a request to this web service on our local laptop. Then we got another member in the team, Baha. I asked him, Baha, can you create like a small DB so we can put some content in it and then serve it if there is a specific request? For example, there is a face, we fed some information to the DB and we present it on the screen. And that's what we were envisioning. We had it working, and then we got IBM Watson. We went on their API. We said, grab a frame, send it to Watson, get some information about the gender, about the age, and try to find the relevant content from the local DB. And it was very nice. It was working. And then Baha comes and says, yeah, you know what, George? I also created like a DB in Azure, and it was a normal thing. But then immediately he opened a new box of opportunities. There was a new window there, and he didn't really understand it at the beginning. But then I told him, Baha, what you just did is you converted a very local solution into a scalable IoT application. Because the moment we store the information into a cloud DB, This can be deployed anywhere in the world, and within 1 second, a marketeer can simply go and update and enter here, and immediately, boom, we have it all over the world. He's like, yeah, that's very cool. And then we said, that's nice. We can have like a nice interface for the marketeer. They go online, they change the advertisement in real time. They even put rules in terms of time. For example, from 1 to 3, we want that content. And it can really grow as much as possible. Of course, the management board said, yeah, guys, that's cool, but we have clients and they can work on different services as well. So Kairos is there, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and maybe some in-house deep learning models if we want. So we want to make it more interoperable with other services as well. And that was a journey that pretty much took us a few pizza sessions, and it was almost 8 months that we were in development. And this is very cool, but of course you need a bigger picture because you need an analytics engine behind it. How does it fit with the strategy of the company? Okay, there is a nice guy, he built something cool, but are there any KPIs? How do we manage the cases? So this is how we can connect it to the bigger picture of a company. Some mix and match offerings, so this is also a very interesting thing. What we're using and what we will see today is based on IBM. So this is, by the way, Sebastian, the third member of the team. We use the same image on different services. IBM says that he's a male with 95% confidence. Google says that he also wears glasses and he's smiling. What else? Actually, there is a very interesting Kairos. Who knows Kairos? Okay, I didn't know them as well, but apparently they focus a lot on face detection, and you get a lot of information, specifics, for example here, the location of the chin. So any ideas of how we could use this kind of information? Sorry? That would be the case, but you already, I'm sure you should get it from somewhere else. Maybe not from this service. But I'm thinking more of like a marketing promotion during Christmas. You know exactly where the chin is, so you can put a white beard and you can make him a Santa Claus. So you can be very creative. The moment you know exactly where the eyes are, where the mouth is, you can be as creative as you want. And Microsoft has a very long list of output that you can get afterwards. But feel free to go and give it a try. It's very easy. They have very nice web interfaces. You can upload your picture. They also have some demo pictures. And it's a great starting point for you. So very quickly, we will see two things. We have the local service for those interested into the solution. We start by selecting the camera. We have an integrated one and another better one on the USB. We're setting the resolution. We're capturing the object, which is pretty much the camera. We're grabbing one frame after the other. We convert it to grayscale to make our lives easier. Then we can detect locally with a very simple algorithm classifier the face, and it's failing a bit when you're looking on the side. It really relies on the eye distance, etc. And we calculate the blurriness, because what we want to achieve is we want to make sure through the interaction with the service to send only one frame to Watson, because otherwise it would be too expensive and you're consuming a lot of network communication if you want to send the real stream to do frame per frame recognition. And then we get the response back, we go to the DB, and we bring a relevant advertisement. So it's demo time. I'm wondering how I'm going to achieve that. By the way, I'm not hiding everything. So you will see these things. Most of the people hate them. So first of all, the server. This is a nice static advertisement you would expect. So this is like your best case scenario. You're presenting your static content. And then people are walking by and they ignore it because it's just a brain with a hand behind it. But if we include computer vision as well, so of course, this is not how it would be played into a shopping mall. But what we're seeing is the real-time video. If I go very close, you'll see that the face is quite fast on the tracking side. That wouldn't have been possible through the network and with Watson, so we have to do it locally. So the moment, if the lighting is also a bit weird, so let's try it. So now I'm turning on the recognition. So what it will do is will try to find my face, and it, as it says, it's going to perform a gender, age, content detection. So it's saving a local frame, it's sending it to Watson, and then it's coming back by saying, "Ooh, I'm a female," with 100% confidence. That was not supposed to happen. So funny enough, let's replay. Well, that's another thing. Let's try the same thing with better lighting. So let's see again. This is like the worst part. So lighting for those working in computer vision is like the worst ever nightmare that you will encounter. So again, so here's the thing. I'm not 24. Again, the gender confidence is very, very low. I will challenge myself, and if we move afterwards on the side, I want to present you like the real solution without this bad lighting above me. So I will quickly go through the rest of the presentation, and if I have time, I'll definitely come back. Let's see. So this is the very beginning. We start with just getting some information about the person. Of course, it didn't work perfectly, but I'll convince you afterwards. And then you can do all sorts of things. The moment you have a bit more information about the person, then you can start doing A/B testing, some client analytics, sales analytics. You can imagine anything you want. And of course, the first thing that people will say, okay, what about privacy? What about ethics? How do you deal with these things? I don't have answers to all of these. But what I have is an image from yesterday. Actually, it was on Saturday. I was in Lille, France. I was walking by, and I noticed this nice screen. I said, that would be an awesome case for the targeted advertising. And then I noticed this part, which is this part. It's not even just the camera. It's like a stereoscopic. So you also have depth perception, and you can do all kinds of things that, if you want. Of course, I never gave consent. I didn't know. I just walked by. So I thought, it's already being sort of deployed, even in Europe. Is it going to be allowed or not? Nobody knows. And then the question is there anything we can do to protect ourselves? That's it. Who knows what that is? Sort of?
Google deep learning something?
Yep. So this is a patch. This patch is going to save our lives. At least that's what the paper says. So there is a very interesting branch right now in machine learning, the adversarial way that you want to attack algorithms. So this patch, if you have it with you, it should protect you from deep learning. And how it should protect you? Let's see. So here you have a banana. You see clearly the classifier says, yeah, this is a banana, totally. You put a toaster in, there is probably a toaster or not. And then, boom, this is a toaster now. So with these small pads, you can really print it on your t-shirt, you can have it on your hat, you can protect yourselves. So I managed to sneak in the adversary.